I'm gonna try this. Put a disclaimer out there that I am not a licensed psychologist or a licensed help, mental health help. Please reach out to someone and see. And there's always um, the free number that you can call. I think it's, is it 811 that you can call for mental health help. Um, Video. Thanks for coming. I just wanted to talk a little bit on my experiences. Uh, if you have been following me on social media, I have a very small channel. Um, about 4 months ago, I posted that daughter had passed away from a tragedy. I took a mental health. I took a mental health break from social media, which is why one, I didn't find many videos that were out there touching this topic on grief, tarot and oracle and astrology. I was actually looking up astrology. Really wasn't much out there. And I was really kind of surprised because we all go through grief at some point in our life. It's just process that's natural and it happens to all of us. And like I said, I'm not giving anyone advice. I'm not telling you what to do. This is just kind of my experiences and some of the things that I found. This is just kind of my experiences and some of the things that I found and some of the oracle and tarot. Also, Pride Life, Rose, Honey Ritual, and Fair Light Tarot. Just want to kind of give a shout out to all those 4 channels. Thank you guys so much. Your videos were really helpful to me, and I'm sure to others who were searching this topic as well. They made a couple of video. Fairlight Tarot is making a couple of videos in the process of, or I forget how she's a woman, and she is just in grief. Like, do we all? I mean, because we all process grief differently, and is that because of our zodiac signs? And what does that look like, and then what kind of things do we need to help us in that process? And I thought it was interesting. In Sag is a Sag sun, Capricorn moon, and her sun is a Cancer sun, Sag moon. So I was looking up kind of the sun and moon signs on the astrology at the Grave Woman channel and found it really helpful to kind of find out what our astrological signs need to process grief, and like they say, there's 7 steps to grief. Um, steps to grief. They talk about denial, and Dr. Kubler-Ross. And this has been a lot more hard hitting to us because of very tragic event. It was very sudden, and we still do not know or have full knowledge of what actually happened. We're still waiting to find out of what's going on. Other than that, we're still waiting. Um, and it's a very difficult process to be in that waiting. Um, I feel very stuck. Like, you know, anybody else, I've had other family, I've had other children that have passed, but every situation is different and everyone experiences everything differently and grieves and processes its process. I've had a lot of therapy over the years, and I've also done the church, a lot of therapy over the years, and I've also done the church thing most of my life, and I'm not finding the answers I need. Recent release of Hecate's Cave. It's a book. I can't. I think it was metaphysical. I should have wrote all this down. It was 3 Fat Readers, his channel, but he does new releases of books and things like that. And I was watching that not too long ago, and I check out new releases. And so the Hecate's Cave really spoke to me, and I did order that from Magic.com and a bunch, and I wasn't really drawn to it, but I kind of am right now, and so I did order that. Also, I like little decks. They're fun to read. They kind of lift my spirits, and the Druid Wisdom, which hasn't come yet. I have the Sea Melodies, Avalon Magic, and the Secret Garden. So these are always great little quick messages that you can reach for. And I just wanted to tell people, if you're grieving, them to say, and so then they just say all of what they know. Kind of, I'm just gonna throw it out there. Like if you know someone who's grieving and you think that they haven't grieved long enough, telling them to let it go is probably the wrong thing. To them, maybe longer or shorter. Give them that grace. That's all I'm gonna say. And to the person who's grieving, take what people say to you with a grain of salt. Don't let that sink in and make you feel worse. Um, they may not know how to be there for you. That's all. And you may not be able to put into words how you need somebody to be there for you because I know what we need. I have no words for what we're going through. And times life life is not supposed to be perfect and happy and rainbows every single day, but it's in those darker moments that we need to know how to deal with it. Um, and so I'm just kind of here sharing a little bit. So, what do I want to share? So I know there was a tag going around, and there might be a few more of them. There's a tag going around called Index Tag Your It. So I think I've watched a few videos. I have some healing decks, and I'm trying to see, work with part of my tarot and oracle collection that I've been working with, and it's been so helpful. And I love sharing videos about it, and I love making little videos. And I know I kind of wanted to do more tarot readings this past year. So 2022 was a year that I really wanted to do more tarot readings on my channel for others. It didn't work out that way because of one, we were super busy. Two, this hit us so hard. It's now taking me this long, at least 4 months, to try to get back to being completely stop posting. And I said I was going to stop posting, and I didn't know how long I would on social media originally. Some health issues, and it was to just post something that I found joyful reading, and whether it reached anybody else, it got me through the day. And so I'm still there doing that. I think now is, I still like my daily card pulls. I like shuffling. It's very, um, to me, it's very soothing. I played cards a lot with my grandparents. And so the sound of the out there for comfort, I thought this was really interesting. I think there's, if you're looking for like a yes no deck, when you want to ask questions, and I don't think that you shouldn't ask yes or no questions of the tarot, but they have like the beginner tarot decks. This one's on Amazon, but like if you don't want to like go look up and Google just stuff all the time, and it has yes, no, or maybe, or unknown. Sometimes it has unknown. There's a couple that are unknown. It'll have the sign it is associated with. Close. So we have the Fool as Aquarius, and then the planetful meanings, and then there's some key phrases, keywords on the side. So you've got like your major arcana. And I love this deck because when you get to the suits of with swords is the guy, and then when you get to your court cards, it has a different sky. Court cards. When you get to your court cards, it has a different sky. So your court cards are a little bit different of a sky, but all the whole suit looks the same, which is really kind of cool. So you have the water element here, and it's on a watery blue background. Cards are watery blue, and then you've got your earth element here with like the sand and browns and a blue sky, and then there's a darker earth element like nighttime for your core cards. And then for fire, have your fire for your core cards. So anyway, if you are looking for a deck that offers you the maybe unknown, and also kind of like a quick reference, because sometimes, it can be hard to remember a fall, or just something very tragic that hits your emotions really hard. It will affect your memory. So this might actually be a good deck, just because you just might be having a hard time clearly. So I'm just throwing it out there for anybody that might be. I know there's. I'm just throwing it out there for anybody that might be. I know there's days that I have struggled, and I was just like, I cannot even think of what I'm trying to say. you know, um, but I really, because I do have quite a few decks, was to grab my RWSs, whatever RWS book tarot deck that you have. Like some of the basic ones I are this one. I have tarot, and I've got my Radiant Wise Tarot. So those are all like my class. And sometimes, I know not everybody resonates with these, but I've actually found in 2022 that these were like really good decks for me. Like these were my workhorses, like ones that I like spent more time with, and so I fell in love with RWS in 2022, even though I have all these beautiful decks to look at in front of me. The other thing I really enjoyed put on my shelf, and that one was really good. I feel like right now, as I'm looking around, because I've just moved a bunch of stuff around, um, I feel like I'm reaching for darker decks. So or it's gardening and warmer days here. Um, but I'm still feeling really dark, and like I don't want to keep going into the whys, but I feel like I'm going to be pulling out my strength, um, in the feminine, divine feminine. Another one for shadow work I find really helpful is the Victoria Franks Oracle cards. I have the Dark Angel tarot deck. I let it work there, and I felt like that was a deck I really wanted to work with this spring. You know, days I work. So there are days that I want to work with something that's got bright, cheery colors, like the Light Seer tarot with all the rainbows and the blues, and um, there's also deep meaning with it. You can just feel the emotions, and I also find sometimes just to hold nine intentions deck, it has so if you have a hard time setting your intentions, this is it actually has the intentions on. So they're double line, the Hawaiian language in Hawaii, and it will have a keyword playful, and it says, and you can also work with the numerology. It says to play is to allow yourself to do something for the pure joy of it. To be playful means there's absolutely no room for seriousness. Everyone needs time in their lives where they lay down their burdens and let loose pure enjoyment. The joy that play provides will infuse everything else you do with a great boost of energy. And then it has the intention here. My intention is to allow myself to play, to be playful, and to let loose into pure joy. And so, as hard as that's been during this whole process, we have had friends reach out to us and invite us over for dinner, invite us over to play games. And it's actually been really good to just get out of the house. And if like you didn't feel like doing something enjoyable and you're like, I don't want to go out, cool. it did cheer me up and has helped me feel better. And we've also had friends reach out and visit us, or they have different things like that. And that's very hard. Um, it's also very hard for me to see things dying around me. So I don't like seeing. So as hard as it is to get out there and take care of that stuff, keep it from dying, or to go deal with it when it did die, it's been a lot more challenging. And I was really grateful that another thing that was really healing that I've been working with. There's two decks. It's by Angela Hill. I know she has, I think, one. And Whispers of Healing. And so when you're having trouble finding something to be grateful for because you might be in that mode of like, I'm angry at the world, I'm angry at this, I'm angry at whatever, um, this is what I reach for. I reach for some. If I can't find gratitude, there's always every day. But I think, and this was a really good. I wasn't sure like it was landscape, summer portrait. Um, but this deck is not just like the gratitude deck. I would say is like a lot more cheery, uplifting. Like every card. This one is not that it's not, but this one's it's beautiful. And it's gonna tell you what. Okay, the cards I've gotten recently are, you know, am I feeling too sensitive to everything everyone's wanting to talk about, or I don't want to talk about anything, or I don't want to like I don't even want to talk to people today, kind of thing. Um, Everything just feels too sensitive. Like I'm just taking it too sensitively because I feel things very sensitively. Am I going with the flow, or am I feeling blocked today? Um, Am I surrounded by unconditional love? Am I giving? There's things by unconditional love. Am I giving? There's things I ask myself. There's actually a lot more. Release, release. Am I releasing all that toxic bullshit that is surrounding this situation, surrounding our family with the situation? Am I releasing that, or am I holding on to it? Am I setting healthy boundaries right now? Yeah, I'm just gonna stay in my little hurt until things get better. But not gonna get really happy there. Some days, yes. But is it healthy to stay there? No. Am I getting enough sleep and rest for my body? These are all the cards I got recently this past month. Um, am I providing enough self love? No, I don't do that enough. So I've been taking some more time to myself, maybe not being on social media so much and not make myself feel pressured to be on social media. Just if I feel like sharing, then I feel like sharing, and that's okay. And if I, you know, and take a hot bath with essential oils or bubbles, just have time in the garden. That's just me. So am I doing that? Yes. This one was like about moving forward, and this was really interesting because she's like almost like on this rose, like almost like the chariot, um, the red, the root, and the solar plexus, and the heart chakra, and I don't know. I just started. Sometimes I sit with these and I just start thinking about a lot of different things, and what does that mean for moving forward, and I mean, triggers has you looking, get clear. Are you looking at too much negativity? All bright and cheery, but it's also dark and scary. So it lets you look at stuff that you need to look at um, in with that positive spin. So I feel like this was a really good purchase this year, and it's been really helpful. Another good deck for one card pulls has been the Quan Yin Oracle. This one's been really loving, supportive, healing messages. And there's a card. They're not on the cards, but they are I got the towel, and I got drink from the Emerald Fountain. It is a lot of goddess, divine, feminine, um, relaxing. If that's your thing, that's my thing. Um, I love a lot of Fairchild's books, guidebooks and stuff. They're written very well. They're all blue. I think they're all Blue Angel. Um, about a 2-page read, and then there's a um, prayer set at the end for each card, and they've been really beautiful. They've been really beautiful to work with. And the other decks I really reach for, and I like magical, mystical, fairy tale. What's the other one? Trying to think of where is it? It's here. It's been like my deck. I love the fantasy artwork. I'm sorry, it's glossy, but there's a lot to pull from, and I've had like the best readings. And I could just sit and look at this imagery all day long, and whisk myself to a magical place when reality can be kind of crap times because of what I'm thinking about, like my mental reality of whatever. So I like to delve into the fantasy, the magical, um, Alice in Wonderland, mystical medleys sometimes, things like that. Did the mini. This has very watercolory, clear. I look for decks that have a clear message, a clear picture. There's too much going on that I have to get to. I want kind of give me an answer right now, but I want beautiful artwork. That is the and it's a youthful deck, so it's very pretty. But I do like the Oracle. I really have enjoyed. They just have really beautiful, loving imagery and supportive messages. It has a key phrase and then a little blurb. Busy, and a group of them is showing. So this is a really fun little deck. Another deck for healing messages, and I'm so sorry this is probably out of print. You might be able to find a copy on eBay. This is where I got mine. It is called The Grace Cards by Cheryl Richardson, and I don't really know who the book is because I'm having trouble seeing it clearly. I thought it was Hay House because it has the big old H, but it don't. It doesn't. Maybe it is Hay House, and they don't write Hay House. They just put the H. So anyway, there's another image, or the image of it just smaller, and it says, "Take a mental break. A quiet mind has direct access to believe in the power." Kind of like, I guess it's not so much affirmation. I don't know. Maybe it is an affirmation. Is it considered an affirmation? I don't know what it's considered, but it has a clear little message on the back, and I found it helpful and comforting. And the colors are really just kind of romantic-y, soft, and just beautiful. So if you deck, and it's something I'm really attracted to decks that magical, mystical. We've got Mystic Sister, my very first decks, and it has really great imagery. And then this has spring, summer, fall, and winter with it on the cards. The Fairy Tarot cards by Radley Valentine. So if you want to work with the seasons, this was and I think this is, I don't know that there's even another deck that does that where it lists the seasons on the actual cards phrase. So It's glossy. Never shows up good. But anyway, the artwork is beautiful, and I think it's really fun to work with that deck. And then I haven't Googled a whole lot. I'm terrible about doing tarot spreads as far as star spread, and it was really good. I like that one. A lot of times I just do like a past, present, or to hear and know and look at for today or for the week reading, and however many cards I feel like need to come out or jump. If you know of any like tarot spreads, that would be helpful in this area, or anyone's posting about this, because sometimes it can be hard to focus on stuff. So I guess that's why I kind of just do my stuff more intuitively, and then if I were to try to remember all the tarot spreads that I want to do, I probably wouldn't remember them. And I know she did a video about it, and I'll try to maybe put it in the description down below or in the comments or something. I thought that was helpful. I'm really bad about like, oh, I'm gonna do tarot spread. Let's go to get a book. Let's go find it or look it up on. I don't know. I don't work like that. It's just I'm usually too busy or something. Or so anyway. And then more like I'm looking for a gentle deck. I know I'm so sorry. This is out of print, but if you have it and you're very lucky to have it, and people are too much for you at the time, born, and it's really gentle and beautiful, and it is really nice to read with this and reconnect with nature. Even though I'm outside in nature and we live here by the beach, we don't have like a lot of possums. We have cats and owls and hawks, and we have these like green and blue parakeets that are wild, and they've like made like a bunch of other. I didn't know they would nest in a palm tree, but it sounds like that's where they nest, and they fly in and visit us in the garden like every day. It's actually special. And then we have to sometimes. But next I wanted to share. There's a couple more decks. The Water Temple Oracle was, I think, a new release. And then this is an older one, The Wisdom of Avalon. This Temple Oracle was, I think, a new release. And then this is an older one, The Wisdom of Avalon. This is a really good deck. This one has really, like, if you're a water deck, this one has really, like, if you're a water sign or you're into, this one's about this water temple. So, like, the god of the Nile, goddess Bridget, the last two cards I got. It has the healing wells of the healing waters from all around the world. You've got Aphrodite, Shiva, and then there's like a key message like release. They let go with peace. The white spring. I've always been attracted to the healing waters all around the world, and I love collecting them around the world. I feel like we should all have access to them. I don't think I've seen any other deck that's quite like this. I don't know. I really quite like this. I don't know. I really do love this deck, and the messages are really good. And then we've got Tibet, Our Lady of Lords. Here's Our Lady of Lords. So this has been a really good deck to work with. And then it talks about the myths of the goddesses. So it has like a 2-page thing on each one, and it's been really interesting because I like learning and relearning and just diving into stuff like that. I know that Therian Tarot was released. I'm not sure. I do have my Robin Wood tarot deck, so I was wondering if more. I do like the Norse mythology and kind of the Celtic-y um, decks. My husband's Danish, so I kind of want to look into that a little bit. Do have Native American Indian in my heritage, and Irish. So something when I first got into tarot many years ago, I've been a therapist a lot over the years. Things and some was helpful, some was not helpful, but kind of what, and I shared this I think in a video, probably in my introduction or something like that. What first got me into tarot, and I finally found it. I've been looking. I couldn't remember because I had some car accident, but this was the first book I got. Um, I think this was it. I'm pretty sure this was it. It's called My Tarot, and then um, it's by Lisa Frankel Tishman, and so psychologist or psychiatrist wrote this, and I was in for therapy, and it was called DBT therapy, dialectical behavioral therapy, and they come in. We went to classes on tarot, on mindful practices, and on guided meditations, and tapping lights, and just and some people do some guided meditations on YouTube. I thought about doing that. I haven't done that yet, but I thought that'd be fun. Um, and then they earned. It's quite beautiful. And then the cards are here. They're all like almost like a vintage Asian art. The Tao that can be spoken is not the true Tao. Any name which can be given to it is not its true name. That which was before heaven and opposites arise from the same source and are identical in all, but to understand it is to open the door of Tao. And that's just the first card. So I'm so excited to find this and like remember, because like I couldn't remember. I was like, I've been looking through my whole collection of collecting and getting back into tarot and all that. I was for this specifically. Um, I think I was 18 when I was gifted this in the book in my first, and so I'm just now getting back full circle to all of this. And I found it really. I don't know. I'm every day is a process. Every day is a new day to start fresh. And I just wanted to come on here and share that it's okay to not be okay. It's okay to reach out for help, and it's to take what people say to you with a grain of salt. You may not find all the answers you seek in different aspects of, let's say, Orthodox religions, and you may find yourself here on YouTube in the tarot, which is why I'm here. I'm was spent many years, and it's not because I don't believe in a higher power or source or divine spirit, because Um, I just wanted to share kind of my experience that, sometimes we do have to let go, that people only know what they know, and they will tell you to just let it go. They will tell you to move on, give it to God. They don't know what to say. And, but I do need answers. I do like to seek out the truth, and I want to find peace with all. Saying more than that at this time. I just can say that it's been a that at this time. I just can say that it's been a very long wait already, and I'm trying to find my way through this waiting period where I feel stuck, and there's nothing I can do but wait and try to be mindful and kind in my words to, even though this feeling I have very well. So, you know, that's all you live your life, find joy and peace in the happy moments, try to make sense of this crazy world. Others at least as a grain of salt, and enjoy the little moments that you have. If you are supported and loved with any type of friends or family that you do, really hold tight to that, because I think that's the only thing that's really getting me through this right now. And for that, I'm truly grateful. And I am grateful to the couple of channels that have graciously shared their journey and oracle and tarot decks that they are using to help them with their grief. What my thoughts are on Hecate's Cave deck. It's when and that little message is usually what I need to hear for the day. And that's enough to help like get me moving forward and thinking positively, because too much negative stuff is very impactful. And so I try to put in a lot of positive messages to keep my spirits up. Um, Even though this has been a very some help in knowing that you are not alone in grieving. I know we have all lost many people. Years has been especially been a hard couple of years for a lot of people, and I feel like videos like this should be made a little more often. Um, because with everything that's put out there on social media, this too is the process of life, and finding. But I can promise you that we get through it, and we will come out on the other side a little wiser, a little better, and um, yeah, hopefully a little wiser for the wear. And wishing you all much love and peace, and know that the magic that you seek is always within yourself. Thanks for visiting me here at Mermaid Rising Tarot, and I hope to see you guys in the next video. And all my links will be down below.